Hello everybody, Z3KO Trinity here. Today I'm going to be doing a movie review on Nightmare on Elm Street. Guys, sorry, Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm gonna get it done. Nightmare on Elm Street was a very, very classic movie. It's about a guy named Freddy Krueger. And Freddy Krueger works at a gas station. And this guy, he's pissed off all the time. I mean, people are coming by, my pump doesn't work, or, I don't have that kind of credit card. And day in and day out, he hears the same shit over and over and over. Well, in the night, he sneaks over to this one person's house. They shorted him some change at the gas station. So he goes to light their car on fire. And basically, as like a take that, you sons of bitches. Well, he gets the bright idea to take a shit on the car first. So he climbs up on there and he's like dropping a deuce. He's like, ah! Well, he slips, falls, and then the car lights on fire with him on top of it. And he ends up burning to death. Or so you thought. And the reason why this is called Nightmare on Elm Street is because he shows up in people's nightmares. And he's plumb shirtless and his nipples are like, they're like just pointing through the whole movie. It was a big distraction for me. Like, I was trying to take this movie seriously, but when he's walking around like this with some traffic cones, it's hard to pay attention. But anyway, he's able to show up in these people's dreams. And in their dreams, he's working at a gas station. And their car runs out of gas, and they're like, oh man, we should have got some gas. So they see this gas station called Elm Street's gas station. And they go up to it, and they're like, hey, are y'all still selling some gas here? And he's like, no, fuck. It's a gas station. What else do I sell here? And so they're like, okay, we need to fill up our car. So they pull their car around, and they're like, hey, don't we know you from somewhere? And he's just sitting there like, oh, no, you don't know me from nowhere. That'll be $6.99. And they're like, we haven't even pumped any gas. And he said, yeah, you have to pay to use the gas. And they're like, well, this is some bullshit. So anyway, to make a long story short, he ends up slicing their heads off with his nipples. He like does a little left turn and just off with their heads, all Alice in Wonderland style. And he goes from different dream to dream. And in one dream, he owns a gas station. In one dream, he owns a strip club. In one dream, he owns a comic shop. In one dream, he is a little midget that likes to do hula hoops with his nipples. He's like, woo, woo, woo. And it's just all over the place, but it is such a good story. Now, the story is not all about him. It has a main character. Her name is Brittany. And she, has a nightmare, typically, because, Brittany's do. And she sees him on top of her car taking a shit. And he's all, like, legs spread, like, trying to give birth to the world's biggest turd. And she's like, hey, that's not nice. And he realizes he's in the wrong dream. Because he was supposed to be doing this in her parents' dream. Because it was the parents' car he was trying to take shit on. Well, he didn't know that the parent handed me down the car to the daughter. So he's like, well, ain't this weird? And she's like, I know, right? Well, anyway, he jumps up off of there, and he goes to, like, hit her with his nipples. He's like, oh! And she, like, double arm blocks those suckers. And then she, like, folds him over, kicks him in the groin, headbutts him, and then milks the cow, if you will. As she's milking the cow, she wakes up, and she's like, whoa, that was such a crazy dream. But she realizes he's there on top of her and she's still milking the cow. And she's like, oh my God, it's not a dream. And so they get into this big fight scene. She breaks a chair over his face. He gives her the big eldro drop. Gives her the elbow drop. I mean, it's intense, guys. This is just the first movie. Think of what this whole series could be like. But anyway, he goes. The movie ends, and I don't really want to spoil it for you guys, but I guess I will. The movie ends with her mom coming in there, and she's like, "Oh my God, it's Freddy Krueger. I thought you burned yourself to death taking a shit on the car." And he's like, "Me too." And anyway, he's like, "Wait a minute, I'm back. I could finish what I started." So he gives her the whole Three Stooges treatment, and he runs outside to her car. Well, he does a double barrel front flip and lands on the hood of the car, and he just takes a dump, the biggest dump you've ever seen. But he had fiery diarrhea, which ended up burning him alive. And he ends up dying yet again. And so the credits start rolling, and I was like, oh man, it's such a good movie. 5 stars. 5 stars. But at the very end of the credits, these kids are all boarding up on this school bus. And the mom, she's waving to Brittany. She's like, "Hi, Brittany, be careful, okay? Don't let anybody tell you that you're not ugly and that you're a beautiful, strong woman. You don't need a man to tell you what to do, Brittany. Girl power! Girl power!" And so, as the bus goes to drive off, the mom goes, "Ah!" And it shows him on top of the bus, dropping a deuce. Yep. 10 out of 10 stars. One of the best movies I've ever seen. If you guys liked this review, give me a big thumbs up. If you didn't like this review, then fuck up. I'll backhand you so hard. But please, comment below, let me know what you think, and let me know what movie I should do next. Depending on the movie, I might do longer, it might take a longer time, depending on, stuff like that. For this being a series, me just discussing the first movie, I figured I would just stick to something small, like my penis. But anyway, thank you guys so much, and I'm Z3KO Trinity. I'll see you guys in the next video, and I guess... See you guys in